Morning, everyone. How are we doing? How are we feeling? You excited? I love talking about the self. It is my absolute favorite. It has been the most life-changing thing that I have ever done is to go within and to look at myself. So this is going to be a great 3 weeks. We have a great lineup of things for you guys for the next 3 weeks. I would devote these 3 weeks to yourself and really, really just as you're going through this, whatever's going on in your life, just commit that you're just going to go within every single time. No matter what happens, you're going to ask about you. Even if somebody's rude to you, you're going to ask about yourself. If somebody's not so nice, if somebody asks for a refund, if there's a fight or an argument, you're going to go within. We're not looking at anybody else. The focus is on us for the next 3 weeks. I would love, as we're starting this, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more workshop style over the course of these next 3 weeks. I have so much to say, so of course I'm gonna talk, but I still want you guys to engage, because it's in your engagement and entering into the spirit that you're gonna have the most shift. So what I would love is in the comments, if you don't have your camera on, you can still please put it into the chat. And if you are watching this on the replay, I want you to do this on a piece of paper, like you would do it in the chat. So you're not going to have a chat on the replay if you aren't watching this live. So make sure that you do this on a piece of paper. But what I would love for you to do is I would love for you in the comments to tell us a little bit about yourself. Whatever you feel called to say or to share, I want you to put that into the chat box for us, please. A little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share. Oh, people are asking me for the link. I'm going to give you guys a minute and I'm going to send this link. Who's going to be brave and go first? See what's happening here? Yeah, this is good. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Debbie, did you want to say something? You had your hand up for a minute there. Where did you go? No? Okay.
I did.
Okay, yes. What would you like to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to share. My name is Debbie. I live in the Pacific Northwest and in Edmonds, Washington. I'm excited to be here, and I so look forward to spending time and energy with everybody.
And Debbie, you're coming to Mexico.
I am.
Yes. Yay. Who else is on here coming to Mexico?
That was a quantum leap.
Oh, beautiful. Joy is coming. Joy just decided to sign up for Mexico yesterday. Helen is coming. Yeah, so there's a few of you on here, so make sure you guys connect. You're going to have lifelong relationships after this retreat, like lifelong. It's going to be so beautiful. Okay, so Laura, do you want to share something? You want to raise your hand? Share?
I am Laura Freeland. I'm 60 years old as of last month. Not too sure about that number, but hey, what the fuck. Live in Florida. I'm a gardener. I'm on a journey with my own personal dogs. Started that journey last year, continuing it. And I'm here and I'm continuing my journey with you, Kathleen, and Diamond Academy. Sorry. And I'm here for continuing my growth for myself and my health, and just exploring other new avenues and finding who I really am and who I really was all these years.
Yeah.
So, and I just love being here.
Yeah, we love having you and Bill in our energy. We absolutely love it. Laura and Bill have been part of my courses and my program since the very beginning. in 2020, I think is when we first were introduced to you. So it's been a beautiful 3.5 years. It really has. Okay, we're not going to have too much time for everybody to share, so please put it into the chat. But the reason that I wanted you to do that was because I wanted you to pay attention to the way in which you describe yourself, the way in which you introduce yourself, and the words that you use to describe who you are. And so that's your first clue to the way in which you see yourself. So, we have elevator speeches, or we introduce ourselves, and we have certain things that we say and we tell people about. And when we do that, we are perpetuating whatever it is that we believe to be true about us, or what is important about us, or whatever else. And so you can see in the chat, if you go through, there's a wide range of ways in which people describe who they are and where they live and what they do and how they feel and all those things. So pay attention to what you wrote today, and then in 3 weeks, when this is over, I have a feeling you'd write something completely different in the way in which you would describe yourself. So I will tell you who I am, who Kathleen Cameron is, okay? So I am a woman who is very, very driven and very, very motivated. I know what I want, and I go for it in all-in energy. So I don't dip my toes in the water and think, okay, maybe this will work for me. I am somebody that jumps all in, makes a decision, and commits to my own personal growth and evolution for the greater good of everybody else. And I have developed this faith in myself that anything that I ask for, anything I desire, anything I want will come into the physical form. I write it down and it happens. I think about it and it happens. I am also somebody that believes in her own worthiness so much that I truly do believe that no one is better than anybody else, that we are all equals. And so when I say that, I truly mean, like, I do not think Oprah is better than me, and I don't think I'm better than anyone else. Like, it goes hand in hand. And so I truly do believe that there are those of us that have more knowledge, more wisdom, more experience that can assist each other to do things faster. And I'm so lucky to be one of those people that has experienced those things to be able to help people. Notice how I didn't talk about what I do for a living. I didn't talk about how much money I make, where I live, my age, because to me, I am not those things. I'm those labels that help you to get a picture of who I am. But who I am is really an energy, and it's a feeling. And I hope that you see, like, as I described myself, I didn't prepare what I was going to say to you about myself. I just, in this moment, it felt right to just tell you about that. Even me telling you how driven and motivated I am, and how I'm an all-in energy and all that kind of stuff, made me feel different inside. My energy started to, like, bubble up. I started to get excited. I was like, yeah, I'm powerful. I'm magical, And so imagine walking around all day in that energy, that feeling of, like, your power and your greatness and your worthiness and all of those things. So over these next 3 weeks, I want to shift the way in which you describe yourself, the way in which you introduce yourself, the way in which you show up in this world, because we're not our age, we're not our bodies, we're not how much money we have, we're not what we do for a living. We are so much more than that. And I want to help you to tap into that over these next 3 weeks. It is important what you do, and it is important your age and all those kinds of things, because there's paradigms associated with each and every one of those things. For example, what you do for a living, you might think you're really good at it. You might think you suck at it. You might be somebody who loves their job, and you might be somebody that absolutely hates their job. And based on those assumptions, those ideas that you have about you is going to make a difference, the level of success you achieve in those things. So that's all important, and I will have you go through it all. But I just wanted to start off by setting the stage and the tone for you to see that you are absolutely magical and absolutely unique and absolutely powerful. And when you really, really tap into that, this is where the real magic happens. So a little bit of my journey around, oh, thank you, Melissa. Schedule. I just want to talk about this real quick. So we're going to be live. You're going to be live with me for the next 3 weeks, the same time, 11 a.m. this Monday, next Monday, the one after. So 3 weeks in a row, same Zoom link. What I've also asked is I want to show you guys how our model works. We have an embodiment model that isn't available anywhere else, and we do things very, very differently. So I don't want you guys to just know what I'm going to teach you and walk away and be able to teach it. I want you to embody it. I want you to internalize it, put it into your body. I want you to be changed. So here at Diamond Academy, we have an embodiment model. So I come in and I do the teachings and I do the trainings, and you have worksheets. But then my team leads embodiment sessions. So in the Millionaire program, I have several team members that run embodiment sessions 7 days a week to embody the material and the content from that week. And then in Modern Mentor, I have Deb Lays, who is our program facilitator over there, who runs embodiment sessions weekly when I'm not there. So I'm on Mondays and she's on Wednesdays. And the whole entire point of the embodiment model is to take the concepts and say, okay, if I believe this to be true, how would I behave differently? How would I think differently? How would I feel differently? That's the secret sauce. Is there has to be a change in the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you behave. That's how your outside world's going to change. If you stay the exact same person that you've always believed yourself to be, your outside world will stay the exact same. But I'm going to teach you my effortless way of changing the self, and not like a hard work way, because I've transcended that. I'm past the hard work. I really want everything to be effortless and the law of least action. The other thing, so about the embodiment model, is I'm going to have 3 members of my team run 3 embodiment sessions for you guys. So these sessions were not included when we decided to launch this course. It was going to be 3 calls. Now it's going to be 6. So you're going to have a call with me on Monday, and then on Thursday there's a call at 11 a.m. This Thursday, I believe it's Deborah. And then next week, the Thursday is going to be Tanya, and then the week after that is going to be Sarah Eby. So all 3 of them have made massive transformations in their self, and they embody this material beautifully. So they're going to run those embodiment sessions for you on Zoom, and they'll be more interactive. So the actual course itself is going to be the Mondays with me, but the Thursdays are an additional bonus session for embodiment. Sound good? Okay, everything will be in your back office. All of the worksheets will go into your back office after each lesson. So after today is over, there will be worksheets. I teach very intuitively, so I don't release them till I'm done teaching, because something always comes through in the teaching. I'm like, ooh, add that journal prompt. Ooh, add that question. So my team knows to wait for me for the go ahead after this lesson to release the worksheets. So there's going to be homework in there, and then there's a call on Thursday. Do we feel good about the time frame and everything? Okay, so I want to take you along my journey of the self, and the journey of my understanding of it. It has changed over the past 3.5 years. It has changed in such a beautiful way. So when I first started studying with Bob Proctor in September of 2019, I started studying my self-image. So you might have heard the language self-image. You won't hear me say this very much here and there. But essentially, I studied the image that I had about myself, the opinion that I had about myself. And what was really, really great about that time in my life is that I saw who I was. You know, I grasped the awareness of who I was after some work, because I didn't know before, and created a new self-image to replace the old self-image. Okay, so I was Kathleen, this version when I started, and I created a new version to replace the old version. It was literally the creation of a new picture of myself to replace the old. So I rewrote ideas, I rewrote patterns and programs. I said, no, I'm not shy, I'm outgoing. No, I'm not this, I'm not that. You know, like I just like rebuilt myself. And that involved writing out scripts and scripts about myself. So I journaled all about who I believed I was in that moment, and then I journaled about who I would love to be. And I even have my very first journal. Hold on. It's in here somewhere, yeah. Oh, you're seeing all in my cleaning drawers. So this was my first, very, very first journal that I had when I started creating. Life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. I don't believe this is true anymore. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my shift, but this is where I started. So I resonated with this message. I'm gonna create a new version of me that has never existed before, right? Anyway, so I wrote pages and pages and pages and pages in here. I think it was like 7 or 8 pages of lines of the new me. Then I would read it every single morning over and over and over again. And then I recorded it on a voice loop and I listened to it on voice loop over and over and over again. So like, this is feeling kind of hard, isn't it? It's kind of feeling a little like, okay, guys, so we can do this. We can do this strategy, but I want you to tap into a way of doing it that feels lighter, that feels funner, that has joy in it. So what I started to realize as I was teaching self-image, okay, so Maxwell Maltz has a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And I read Psycho-Cybernetics, probably the first chapter or 2 of it, started getting into the 3rd or 4th chapter, resonated with a little bit of information, and then stopped reading that book altogether. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was too masculine, too mechanical, a little bit too rigid for me. But what was really beautiful about that book is he talks about your self-image being your success mechanism, where your self-image, the way in which you see yourself today, is like a thermostat. It's where you're set to. So when you set your heat in your home to 22 degrees, your heat will come on, or the air conditioning will come on to keep you at 22. So basically his concept was the self-image that you hold of yourself keeps you set right here, and you'll keep creating the same life over and over and over again if you never change the thermostat temperature. So beautiful analogy, makes complete sense. One thing that he also noted, which I really think is a very, very powerful concept, is that people would change their outer appearance and do plastic surgery, because he was a plastic surgeon. They would do plastic surgery, they would change their outer appearance, and they would still hate themselves after they changed their appearance. Nothing changed. So, okay, nothing changed because you actually didn't fix the root of the problem. You know, thinking that you need to fix your outside body to look a certain way didn't actually fix the reason why you think your outside body needs fixing. Like, what if your outside body is actually perfect and amazing and incredible and beautiful? And so I love these ideas, but what I kept thinking every time I heard self-image, self-image, self-image was a picture of me. And every time I would say self-image, I would see me. And for so much of my life, I believed I was my body. And I believed that my success had something to do with my appearance. So if I had beautiful skin, I would be better. If I was thinner, I would be better. If I was beautiful, I'd be better. If I dressed better, I would be better. All of these things. I truly started to believe that my appearance made a difference on my success. And when I remember reading in one of Bob's books, "You are not your body, you are in your body." And I went, huh? What do you mean?